Hi everyone, welcome back to Beef Reacts, and today we are just going to be doing RWBY World of Remnant, and we're gonna be doing from I think it's the Veil Festival or whatever up to the Four Maidens. Just 4 episodes just to get the preliminary background before the end of the season, and it looks like we're at an impasse. So there's a couple of ways to do things, and one gets things done faster, and the other gets things done cooler, more fun, more engaged, I guess. I don't know the right word you want to use for that. But basically, gonna be doing this video today, and I might be releasing a poll later, but I was thinking I'm going to be doing episodes 7 and 8 tomorrow, and then do 9 through 12. Just straight shot 9 through 12. I saw that as a suggestion. I know some people wanted to do 9, because I guess 9 has a cliffhanger in it, and wait like everyone else did. I might put that up to a poll as well. I think when I want to do this stuff, I want to do it as a community and like together. So if I do 9 through 12, I could do it as its own video, which no matter what can be up this Friday. Or I could do it as a live stream, pick a time throughout the day where everyone, not everyone, but most people can be free and we can watch it together. And we can actually get a live reaction. So that, I think that would be really cool, personally. Completely up to you guys. Ultimately, I'm going to be watching it regardless, so it's a matter of, do I watch it Friday and have that be uploaded, scheduled for like 12:30, or do we do it as a live stream and kind of get it together in that way? Those are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. And yeah, let's just jump into it. The Vital Festival, that's what it was called, not the Veil Festival.
It all began, as most things do.
Ooh, this one's voiced by Ozpin. Was the first one done by, Goodwitch? Or, I don't know who did the first one.
With WOR. It all began, as most things do, with WOR.
Cap.
The kingdoms of the world had been locked in a violent struggle for years. But eventually the Great War of Remnant came to an end on the small island of Vital. It was here that humanity's leaders chose peace over bloodshed and constructed the future of modern society, establishing new laws, new academies, and new traditions. The Vital Festival was created to serve as a celebration of peace between the kingdoms. Every 2 years, a kingdom would be chosen to open its doors to the world, allowing citizens from every corner of Remnant to meet and indulge in one another's cultures. The pinnacle of this event was the Vital Festival.
So this, overall, this animation's absolutely stunning.
Allowing citizens from every corner of Remnant to meet and indulge in one another's cultures. The pinnacle of this event was the Vital Festival tournament. After the newly formed Huntsman Academies proved to be a success, the Vital Festival tournament was designed to test the strengths of the kingdom's warriors in a safe and friendly competitive environment. A wonderful method in which to ensure that the world's huntsmen would never settle for mediocrity, but would constantly strive to become the absolute best they could be. As the skills of the huntsmen grew, so did the games. And in time, it was decided that the tournament would need a stage equal in greatness to that of its competitors. Amity College.
That's fucking sick. So I know I'm not talking too much, but like this is kind of info dump. So I'm like just thinking. It reminds me of like the sports festival from My Hero, in you know how it's like the Olympics.
So did the games. And in time, it was decided that the tournament would need a stage equal in greatness to that of its competitors. Amity Coliseum was the culmination of the Four Kingdoms' efforts, a technological marvel and a shining symbol of harmony, capable of making the journey to all the kingdoms of Remnant. It's true that all of this began with war. But it is peace that has served to shepherd humanity on its ascension to greatness.
Peace. Okay, so if you're trying to preserve peace at all costs, then okay. The brain's kind of turning here, and I can't express the thoughts outwardly, but it is turning.
It's true that all of this began with war. But it is peace that has served to shepherd humanity on its ascension to greatness.
Could you argue that like all greatness comes from conflict? Like I'm not saying conflict in the sense of necessarily physical, but like doesn't greatness kind of stem from that idea that like competition and like butting heads to come out with the best idea and like to become greater and greater? Because if you keep having to fight your idea against another idea and against another idea and against another idea, not in the sense of like a tournament, because tournaments test greatness to a sense, right? However, they have issues. I think round robin tournaments kind of work better than like elimination tournaments. Tournaments. I can't fucking speak, dude. I think round robins work a little bit better, not because they are better, but because like one opponent can go against 5 people in round 1 and get to test their like merit against all 5 of them. And then in round 2, let's just say whoever has the best like, you know, is 5-2 or whatever goes on, whoever has the best record. And then that continues until you get like a 1v1 with the people that beat the most people. However, the issue with doing those tournaments is that they realistically would take months, like literal months to do. And then you're also kind of like getting the ability to train and see what your opponent's going to be doing. And it's like, each one has a pro and each one has a con in a way. I don't think this matters to anyone, but I'm just thinking out loud, like, and going into this tangent, because he's saying that, like, greatness is through this, like, festival, and it's like, yeah, but, like, how do you actually know who the best warrior is if someone who could have beat that warrior got beaten by somebody else? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an interesting thought.
May we never stray from that path.
Well, that's foreshadowing. Okay, so that was the end of the Vital Festival. Next one is going to be, I believe, the Huntsmen and Huntresses. Okay, now we're on to the Huntsmen and Huntresses videos. Should be pretty self-explanatory. I don't want to say self-explanatory, that's not the right word. But let's jump into it. Huntsman.
Huntsmen and Huntresses.
So this entire one's voiced by Osmond?
The best and brightest warriors of Remnant, ranking higher than Kingdom Police and even military in terms of strength and skill. The occupation was established alongside the Huntsman Academies after the Great War, with the hope of creating elite warriors whose sole purpose would be to combat the creatures of Grimm.
So I was thinking about this, and I don't know the answer, and maybe I'll find out the answer, but okay. A lot of people are talking about what happens if this, like, if everyone knows about this magic, then there's going to be chaos, there's going to be this, the four seasons are going to be hunted. The maidens will be hunted. Did the Grimm exist at the time of the at the creation of the four maidens? Because if it's a true story, when did the Grimm appear? Because it says that, like, oh, originally the world was in darkness, and then humanity has always had to fight the Grimm, always had to fight these things, but, like, question I'm asking is not why, I'm asking when. Like, when in this story are these four maidens of, like, the seasonal maidens created, and, like, is that before or after the Grimm? I assume it has to be after the Grimm, but, like, I really don't know.
Beacon Academy was founded in Vale, Haven founded in Mistral, Shade founded in Vacuo, and Atlas founded in the now-defunct kingdom of Mantle. These institutions accepted graduates of primary combat schools who showed enough promise and tenacity to not only battle the world's deadliest creatures, but also protect their fellow man. For this reason, trainees are grouped into
Hey, it's Team RWBY! And they're in the position of RWBY!
Teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork. Traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution of creatures, but also protect their fellow man. For this reason, trainees are grouped into teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork. Traits that are vital to any guardian of peace.
Traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. Okay. Communication, empathy, teamwork. Got it. And the more I'm thinking about the Fall Maiden situation, because that's where I'm at in the story, the more I kind of feel like it's bullshit. Yeah, granted, I don't know what the plan is yet, but it feels pretty apathetic to have this young girl on life support, and, like, did her family not get to say goodbye? Do they have no idea what's going on with her? I shouldn't say this little girl, but, like, to have this person who, like, who's her next of kin? Why are you making decisions for her? Shouldn't that be a family thing? Like, it's for the sake of the kingdom. Okay. And I can make the argument that the Kent State Massacre and the Tiananmen Square Peaceful Protest Massacre were for the sake of preserving peace. Like, I've been thinking about it a lot more, and yeah, I don't have the right answer. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I have the right answer, because I don't. It's a hard situation, but, like, to me, I feel like a lot of the commentary of being like, well, they have no other choice. Sure, but just readily, I don't want to say readily making the decision, but it's like, you are taking a draconian measure, you are taking a Machiavellian measure. At what point in taking these measures do you become the very thing that you are trying to fight against? And, like, I stand by this. If you've read The Hunger Games, Alma Coin is exactly like President Snow. Alma Coin is President Snow. And when you're in a war, you kind of want someone who's equally as bad. Alright? You want someone who is equally as fucked as your opponent. I don't want to say opponent, but as the person you're warring against, because it's kind of like, if they're gonna stoop low, you're gonna have to stoop just as low. Like, they're like like, on one hand, I understand that, and on the other hand, I understand that after the war, you have to deal with Alma Coin. You have to shoot an arrow through Alma Coin's heart, because you just do. Like, she decided to murder a bunch of children so that way they would win the war. Fucked up, but they won the war. So was it justified because they got what they wanted in the end? Like, to me, a lot of this, and I've been trying to think about it a lot more, is like, I don't want to be one of those people that just says, this is wrong, and then not give an answer. The problem with saying, as I was hearing Osmond's plan, this is wrong, is that the answer for that, for me to properly extrapolate, would take probably 2 more hours of runtime. And, like, I'm trying to get a more concise answer, and I still don't have one yet. I can just say, it's wrong, and kind of, it seems very Machiavellian and draconian, in at least the way it's been presented so far. And a lot of the justification I'm seeing is also Machiavellian and draconian, and I may agree with it in the end, by the way. It's just kind of a matter of, I'm very careful when it comes to agreeing with things that have future ramifications that I don't know the answer to yet. And I'd rather be calculated with it. And it's like, it's nice they're giving Pyrrha the ability to choose, but like, if I walked up to a 17-year-old person, male, female, who cares? And I said, look, if you don't practically kill this person and take their essence into you, which could possibly alter you forever. Yeah, you've been raised for it, but you're still 17. If you don't do it, hundreds of thousands of people will die. Is it a choice or is it an illusion of choice? Like, you could say it's a choice, like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but that's kind of the problem here. I'm sorry that this like went on like a little bit longer of a rant than I would have liked, or like a tangent. It's just I've been really, really racking my brain to why I don't like it for the last probably umpteen hours, because I don't know why I don't like it. I tried giving an answer, but like none of those were right, and I'm trying to really fucking think, what is it I don't like?
Are grouped into teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork. Traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution to maintaining peace, the founders of the academies believe that their graduates should be kept separate from kingdom allegiance. Once finished with their training, huntsmen and huntresses are free to choose who they work for, as well as what kind of work they will do through the use of mission boards.
Oh, that's cool.
Allying with a particular kingdom or village is entirely up to the individual. However, Atlas Academy has come under increasing amounts of scrutiny for the indoctrination of military lifestyle upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's Special Operatives Unit. Every academy has its own methods of teaching.
No, Ironwoods is a good guy. His semblance is the more stress he's under, the more logical he becomes. That's bullshit. You're stripping people of their individuality because you want to create a military, and you're scared, like, you're doing it out of fear, and that's the problem. Fuck you, Ironwoods. I can't say it enough.
Upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's Special Operatives Unit. Every academy has its own methods of teaching, but the end result is the same. Huntsmen and huntresses ready to make their own paths. Some will stay together as a team, some will move on to work alone. But all are expected to serve humanity.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough looking picture. Like, this is tough.
And never succumb to the darkness.
Okay, so that was the Hunters and Huntresses World of Remnant video. I do apologize about going on that tangent. Maybe I should have saved it, but like, I'm probably gonna go into it again tomorrow, and if that happens and you need to skip it, I completely understand. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more even-handed with it, and I am thinking from their perspective as well. I just really don't fucking like the word choice used, because this is all under the presumption of Ironwood saying, typically, when someone is slain in battle, their last thoughts are, the person who slayed them. So you're going to risk somebody's life, two people's lives, over a hypothetical. No, I disagree. But anyway, let's get into the next one. And I can completely understand if you're saying that I'm looking at this too black and white. And I get that. It's just kind of like, I think in morality, you should start in a black and white state and then add your shades of gray. Alright? This is wrong. Here are the parameters where it's still wrong, but a little, like, understandably so. Like, murder is always wrong. Well, what if they're trying to kill you? Okay, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. Well, how are they trying to kill me? Are they immediate threats? Well, they're planning it, and they might actually do it, but we don't actually know. Well, then no, it's still wrong. Like, and maybe this isn't a really good example. I'm really grappling with it, guys. Like, I can't say it enough. Like, I am genuinely, so, it's not just emotions. I use emotions to steer me towards logic, and it's like, okay, is this what's upsetting me? No. Is this why I feel like it's wrong? No. Is this it? Well, maybe. Well, let's go on that a little bit more. Like, it's been fucking eating at me for the last, 24 hours. And that's why I'm so frustrated, because I keep racking my goddamn brain.
Throughout the years, the world of Remnant has seen hundreds of technological advances that have changed society. The most influential of all of them being the cross-continental transmit system. Prior to the invention of the CCTS, long-range communication was extremely limited. The discovery and development of radio technology allowed for communication within the boundaries of most kingdoms. But communication with other parts of the world was restricted to the physical delivery of messages. With every alternative form of communication that was proposed, there seemed to be the perfect obstacle. The destructive nature of the creatures of Grimm severely limited the reliability of ground-based technologies. The concept of relay satellites orbiting around the planet was promising. Unfortunately, modern man has yet to make the technological advancements required to achieve spaceflight, as all known dust types lose their power as they begin to leave Remnant's atmosphere. Eventually, it was the people of Atlas, the world's leader in science and technology.
So buildings aren't made out of dust, but your energy source is dust. Wouldn't it be a good idea? Hypothetically, does rocket fuel exist? Does gas does K-No-3 exist? Can I get gunpowder? Because are you working under the elemental table? Not elemental. Are you working under the periodic table, or are you working under the a dust chart where everything in life is dust? That's the one thing I've never really gotten clear, but I'm just curious.
Dust types lose their power as they begin to leave Remnant's atmosphere. Eventually, it was the people of Atlas, the world's leader in science and technology, that developed the cross-continental transmit system. It was revolutionary. Like radio, signals were sent and received wirelessly, though the content of these transmissions were not nearly as limited. Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips.
So you got the internet before you got space travel. It was also, what I think is crazy here is that, I don't know if you guys know this, but internet's not wireless. Yeah, it's wireless, but it's not wireless. Your high speeds and your ability to send stuff overseas is that it connects to routers, and those routers it's connection through data transfer wires and shit like that. It's also how there's really not many satellites that are actually in space. Most of them are attached to massive high weather balloons, and it's actually fucking insane because if you watch, sometimes those balloons do pop, and when they pop, like, they come crashing down, and you'll see, like, maybe like a couple $100,000 to $1 million worth of damage to the satellite and to somebody's property, and like it's just like oh whoops, like people have lost their homes due to satellites crashing into them. And it's not that like, oh, they re-entered the atmosphere. No, the balloon popped and you could see the balloon fucking falling with it. It's insane.
Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips. Currently, the system is supported by 4 primary relay towers, each located within a safeguarded area of the kingdoms. These towers allow for wireless communication within a kingdom through the use of devices such as scrolls. Signals become less reliable the farther a user travels from the CCT tower. And although smaller support towers do exist outside of kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of Grimm. Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions between...
How, if the towers don't have emotions, and if they're attracted to emotions, why would they immediately attack? They don't need to eat or sleep or do that shit. So, like, it's like, yeah, I watched the video on Creatures of Grimm, but, like, everyone's like, the Grimm are a lot worse than you think. Like, they seem like mindless fucking puppets at the moment. Like, how... They might live a long time, they might survive longer, or do that, but, like, if they feed off negative emotion, what fucking negative emotion do these towers have?
Kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of Grimm. Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions between kingdoms were possible through the use of slightly more advanced devices, typically found in homes and CCT centers. The cross-continental transmit system has and will continue to advance the progression of mankind. However, if one of the 4 towers is taken offline, the entire network fails with it. A slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic.
That's great, Ozpin. It's also fucking horrible. It's actually a massive oversight, and literally, for you to not see the implications within the terrorist, the White Fang could easily infiltrate, take one of these towers down, and then you lose the ability to communicate cross nations. So honestly, again, am I saying that, like, this will happen? No. Am I saying that this could happen? Maybe. But, like, I wouldn't go to fucking Ironwoods. I wouldn't go to Vale. I wouldn't go there. I'd probably go to the one that is formed from the fucking ashes of the old empire. I'd go there and basically infiltrate at night. You then take down one of these towers. Like, honestly, it wouldn't be as hard as you think to take out this entire country. That's really fucked up to say, but like Cinder and her group of people, you have one of them currently in, like, just, like, this just, honestly, seems like a massive fucking oversight. Like, how do you not see this as a massive oversight? I see it as poetic. It's a massive fucking oversight.
The entire network fails with it. A slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic. No one voice is louder than the others, and no voice may be silenced without the rest. If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now ask yourself, does the Fall Maiden want her aura forcibly stripped from her and put into another human being? Well, she's dying anyway, and we don't want to go to... Well, does she want that? Did you ask? Well, her voice was silenced, so... Realistically, you've just... Like, what... You're saying one thing and doing the exact opposite. I'm just saying.
Or not at all. Without the rest. If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
So you choose not at all. Good. And before you come at me being like I'm being too critical of Ozpin, I'm not being too critical of Ozpin. I'm holding him accountable. Like you can't say this, all right? You can't conflate this and then do the exact opposite thing. And before you come at me being like they're trying to prevent a war, completely get it. I am not saying it's a hard situation. I am just so fucking annoyed because it's like no, we want everyone to be able to talk. Did you talk to her family? Did you try to do anything? Well, you know, we had no time. We've exhausted every other option. Gotcha. Admit it's wrong. We know this is fucked up, but we have to do it. Cool. That's honestly all I want. We know it's fucked up, and after we do this, we will destroy the technology. That's it. That's all I need. I need you to admit it is wrong, and afterwards, you're going to destroy the fucking technology. And don't even come into me like, well, what about Penny? You love Penny. Yeah, I love Penny. I do. I do love Penny. But if Penny was created by taking the aura of somebody who was innocent and didn't want to forcibly have themselves stripped away, yeah, I would also say her creation was fucked up. Because honestly, it gets to a point of, you have this technology. Well, to prevent war, we should take the Faunus and strip them of their aura, kill them basically, put it in reserves into these inanimate objects, and when we need aura reserves, they're just Faunus after all. Like, and it's crazy because it's like, what I think is really cool about this is, since I'm watching it in between, like, this is me fucking spiraling, trying to figure this out. So I hope you're having fun with it. If not, I am sorry that I keep on bringing it up. Like, this is going to be right after 4, 5, and 6, and right before 7 and 8. So I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool to be able to see my thoughts and actually be able to, like, go for it, because you know more than I do. And, like, that's what makes it fun. Like, you know more than I do, and, like, I don't know. So it's like, I'm recalling, like, comments I read, and it's like, yeah, you guys know what's going on. I don't. I just think it's fucked up. And, like, I can understand, and I can empathize to the point where it's like, they've done everything they can. They're trying to prevent the fall of everyone. And they're saying that it is better to get rid of, not get rid of, but to prevent the end of everything, sacrifice 1 to 2 lives, or sacrifice everything. How, if you want to bring it to another media, it's a question of, like, Team Iron Man versus Team Captain America, and, like, personally, I always put myself in that situation. I don't want to start being the person who makes the decisions of whether or not, how long is this? Oh, it's 6 minutes. Cool. I don't want to be the person to start putting myself in situations of whether or not I can make that decision. And I don't think anyone should have that type of power to start making decisions like that of whether or not. And if they do have that power, because it's like, well, of course people have that power. Yeah, they do. The president has that power. They could launch nuke codes tomorrow. However, it takes more than one person to do that. And it needs absolute unanimous, like, we at least treat the idea of a nuclear launch strike as something of fucking grave importance, and we can acknowledge that it's wrong to have that type of mass destruction. I can also acknowledge that doing this type of thing is wrong on a mass scale. So, like, I don't get why. Like, I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing the arguments, and I'm, like, just getting so, like, flustered with myself, because I'm like, I'm trying so hard to work through it. God, I keep saying the same shit. I'm so sorry. Just, Also, the animation has been absolutely phenomenal for all of these.
Deep in the forests of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man. A lone wizard. Hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world, the wizard seldom had visitors. But on this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden. Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. Upon opening his eyes, the wizard was befuddled to find that a second maiden had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry, with a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl...
This is actually such beautiful fucking storytelling.
The girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket and planted them in the wizard's garden. The old hermit could hardly believe his eyes as the maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, were it not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree. A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the two maidens. The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she happily responded, "My name is Summer. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sister." Of course, thought the wizard. But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny? As it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing.
This story is so fucking sweet, dude.
I chose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side. It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home and stepped outside. The warmth of the sun brought with it a surge of energy and life, and soon the wizard wasn't feeling much like himself anymore. He was feeling much better. As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree. He smiled and beckoned her to join them, asking only for her name. "My name is Fall," she replied softly. "I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters. Who are you?" "Me?" the wizard wondered. "Well, I am but an old hermit. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to my name." The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. "But sir, do you not see? You have so much." It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful, but a question lingered in his mind.
It's so hard because it's like when you're listening to a beautiful story like this, it becomes difficult to like really go at it. Like,
Why me? He asked. Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special? The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able. The old wizard, but we...
That is such a fucking raw line.
We did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able. The old wizard was at a loss.
It's like that line from the Boondocks where it's like, what do you do when you can't do anything? No. What do you do when there's nothing you can do, but you can't do nothing? And the granddad says, you do what you can. And that is such a... Themes just fucking get me going, dude. Like, they just make me so fucking happy. Like, I fucking love storytelling so much.
Because...
I am so sorry. An ad popped up.
Eldest spoke.
That's on me.
I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able. The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters. He smiled. Take this gift and know now that you are able to do so much more. Now, armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, winter, spring, summer, and fall, promised to carry onward with their journey, using their gifts to aid others, just as they had aided him. One by one, the sisters left, but before they did, they made one final promise. They promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
So what if he dies? Does he not die? So if the maidens get reincarnated, shouldn't the wizard as well then, technically? So where's the fucking wizard? Like, I'm also frustrated that the solution to this is, again, stripping somebody of their fucking life, potentially. Shouldn't the other maidens get the ability to decide what to do? Like, who fucking I just need to know who's making these decisions. Damn it. But yeah, everyone, so that was my reaction to the World of Remnant for the Volume 3 stuff. I'm going to be back with episode 7 and 8 tomorrow. So it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. And then coming Friday, it's going to be the fucking... it's going to be the heavy hitter. We're gonna be just finishing out the entire show together. Hopefully. If not, yeah, like I said, just let me know everything you guys want to do. And, yeah, I post every day. If you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. You could agree, disagree. I love every single one of you, and just the fact that you take the time to engage with me, I really appreciate it. But, peace out, and have a good one.